Welcome to the Community Difference Frisco. Powered by the Difference Media LLC. Hosted by Brian Poduska. And sponsored by Real Property Management Focus. Certainty Home Lending. Patterson Insurance. Stewart Title. The Frisco Fighters Arena Football Team. Total Care. PBJ Mortgage. Smart Safe Retirement. Gaston Investments and Development. And by Team Watson Redeemers. The Community Difference Frisco
was created to serve as a platform for local leaders and business professionals to showcase their expertise, values, and commitment to their community. Overall, the podcast aims to create a stronger sense of community in North Texas by highlighting the often overlooked or unnoticed good work being done by local leaders, businesses, and professionals.
So sit back and relax as our host, co-host, and their guests share inspirational stories, experiences, thoughts, and insights about being a professional, along with the opportunities for our businesses to serve our communities in very special ways. Because the Community Difference Frisco starts now.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Community Difference Frisco show. You are watching episode 7. If you haven't seen the show before, what we have rotating co-hosts each and every week. We have a static business topic of the month. The business topic of January is highlighting local success stories and inspiring entrepreneurs in the Frisco community. So each of our co-hosts have a guest that they bring on. So we are going to get to meet 3 new guests on the show today, learn a little bit about themselves, their businesses, their potential nonprofit organizations. So again, just kind of setting the what we do. We highlight local business owners, entrepreneurs, local school district leaders, so Frisco ISD leaders, local sports teams. So we've got Andre Coles, the head coach of the Frisco Fighters, on as a co-host today, and we highlight local nonprofits. So we will jump into that here in a little bit. We also have a little bit of fun along the way, learning a little bit about our guests in rapid fire, and we have a segment called What's Up Frisco. So we will get into all that here shortly, but why don't we go ahead and bring in our co-host, Lennon, and we'll say hi to them. If we can. There we go. What's up, Andre?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. Kendra, Ethan, how are you guys?
Great.
Hey, good. How are you?
How are you?
So I do have to say, so Kendra's been here since the beginning of the difference. So she's what we'll call an OG. Ethan is brand new. So welcome to your first show, young man.
Thank you.
Happy to have you on as a co-host. I know you've been a participant in past shows as far as comments, likes, shares, and all that. So happy to have you on the show for your first official co-hosting sail off here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Welcome.
All right. So why don't we do this, guys? Introduce yourselves real quick, and then what I'd like to do is bring in all your guests, and we'll go around the horn, and they can talk about who they are, what they do. Let's go, ladies first. Kendra, you go ahead.
Thanks, Brian. So I'm Kendra Kennedy. I have actually lived in the Frisco communities with my family since 1992. So I've definitely seen a lot of change and development. Love Frisco ISD. I am in real estate. I work for Stewart Title. I sit in the Richardson office, but I sell for all over Collin, Denton, and Dallas and Tarrant County. So, but I work for Stewart Title. I work with Realtors, lenders, and every vendor partner that wants or needs a realtor or a lender. In other words, a roofer, a general contractor, you name it, a cleaning agency. So we have quite a lot of vendor partners we work with. But I'm just here to help grow people's business, to connect, and also to have fun with Frisco community.
Awesome. Well, good to see you today, Kendra. Andre, you go next, and we'll have the newbie go last.
Hey, how are you guys? My name is Andre Coles. I'm the head coach of the Frisco Fighters indoor football team. Born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, but I've been in Frisco for 5 years now. So Love living here. I love doing what we get to do and bringing professional sports into Frisco, and I'm excited to be here today.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us again, Andre. Good to see you. Ethan, who are you, my man? What do you do?
All right. So my name's Ethan Donovan. I'm the CEO of Donovan Creative Agency. I live in Elaina, but I practically live in Frisco because all my friends are there and I'm always down in Frisco doing something. Overall, I decided to create a creative agency. So what we do is marketing, video editing, graphic design, and mostly focus on your social media side of things. So whether you need any type of content, whether that be graphic design, video editing, we go there and shoot the content ourselves and create it through the Adobe Creative Suite.
Awesome. And in your spare time, you play a little bit of hockey here and there, right?
Going back to beer league now, kind of retired. Hung up the skates a little, so this will be a full-time gig. Got
it. Yeah. So a little bit of background. My son and Ethan played on the same hockey team years ago, and he's been hard at work at the sport over the last 10 years since I've known him, and you've done a lot of great things on the ice, and you've got a lot of good things coming to you off the ice too. So welcome to the show, my man. Glad to have you on. With that, Landon, why don't we go ahead and bring in our guests? Say hello. Hey guys, how we all doing?
Hello.
All right, we've got a full house on the screen. I love it. All right, so we're going to go in the same order we introduce our co-hosts. Kendra, so why don't you go ahead and introduce your guest, and we'll let her talk a little bit about I'm sorry, Rudy's your guest, right? Yep. So let him talk a little bit about what he does.
Okay, so I want to introduce Rudy Frederico. Rudy and I think met probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, basically just networking in Frisco and Plano and this North Collin County area. He is with the franchise consulting company. It's a really cool set. I would love to be able to at one point in time buy a business through him and franchise my own thing and do my own thing. So he's somebody that people need to know and know about, but he's also really good at connecting. He really likes the networking, and he loves to connect people to whom they need to see. So that's Rudy.
All right, Rudy, you're up, my man. Tell everybody a little bit more about what you do. It's good to see you. I see you all over town and at various different networking events, so it's great to have you on the show today.
Well, great to be here. Appreciate the invitation. Kendra, great to be part of the group today. I am a franchise executive, been in the franchise space about 34 years now. Helped about 850 or so folks get into business and continuing in that process as a consultant. My firm that I'm with today represents over 350 different brands, and we help local businesses become franchises. So those are the two services we provide. It's all things franchising. I describe it as a fully integrated solution in terms of franchising. So love helping people build legacy, build for their families, build for the community. That's what this is all about today is what we can do in the Frisco community, and bringing new business, new services, new ideas to the community is what it's all about. And I'm glad to be a part of today's conversation.
Awesome. Well, and given the fact that our topic this month is highlighting local success stories and inspiring entrepreneurs in the Frisco community, you may have an example or two. So noodle on that for a little bit. And when we dive a little bit deeper into that, you create the opportunity for anybody who's looking to get into a franchise opportunity, or on the reverse side, you help people who have already been have a successful model take that to a franchise level. So a lot of different angles that you can help folks, and look forward to hearing some stories of success stories. All right. So with that, Andre, you're next. Why don't you introduce your guest?
Hey, so today my guest is Elaina Beckman. She's been in Frisco for a long time. But when I saw the topic of the month was highlighting a local success story, she was the first person that popped into my mind. So she has shifted careers and has gotten uncomfortable and has done things that the average person probably would be hesitant to do in order to be successful. So I knew that she would bring a lot to this topic and today's episode, so I invited her.
All right, Elaina, you are up. If we can get your picture enlarged here. There we go.
Hi. Hello, everybody. It's great to be here. And thank you, Andre, for the invitation. I'm flattered, honestly.
Well, pleasure to meet you. Tell us a little bit about what you did before and what you looks like you're in real estate now. So that's awesome. We got to talk.
Yeah. So I was a stay-at-home mom for a lot of years. I don't want to say just a stay-at-home mom, although that naturally tends to roll off the tongue typically, because stay-at-home moms, as everybody probably knows, work really hard. But in terms of building a business, that wasn't something I did for the first part of my career, so to speak. So yeah, I have 3 children. I raised them at home for many years. Now they're 9, 12, and 14. They are integrated in all levels of school here in Frisco ISD. I've been a resident of Frisco since 2012, so a dozen years now. Seen a lot of growth even in that short amount of time. Like I said, my kids are in schools here. I'm actively involved in PTAs at all levels, and just my community, the neighborhood, the local neighborhood that I live in, and getting involved in real estate in Frisco after the pandemic was quite an interesting journey, but it's been fun.
Awesome. Well, you and I share the same arrival date in Frisco. We moved here in 2012 as well, and I pivoted into the real estate industry about 5 years ago. So interesting to hear your story, and we'll get a little bit deeper into it as we go a little bit later in the episode. But thanks for that intro, and look forward to diving a little deeper. All right, Ethan, your turn to introduce your guest.
Absolutely. So my guest today is Paul Russo from Putt Better. And it's just a really cool and unique product just to help your golf game, which is something I need desperately because my golf game is triple bogey every time. Really bad. But it's about the fun. It's about the good times. So, Paul, take it away, man.
Hey, Paul, can you hear us?
Yep. There you go. I was just waiting for me to get big, you know.
Our magician behind the scenes is
pressing buttons. So Ethan, thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. The name of our company is Putt Better. We specialize in helping people with their short game. So instead of 3 putting, they can get in there before. We have a couple different greens that we use, and we use a state-of-the-art puck. We don't use a ball. There's our little puck. And then we have also a larger than regulation golf ball. So think about a larger than regulation basketball going to the hoop until you can get it. And they give you a regular size regulation. Also think about baseball players that put the weight on the end of their bat and they warm up with that. Same concept, but we've moved it to the putting green where most people don't want to spend their time, but that's where most people lose. Not only tournaments, but money and bets and some of those other things that go out there. So I'm happy to be here. I appreciate the invite.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. As they say, you know, you drive for show, you putt for dough. And I suck near the greens, and I can hit it a long way, and it's usually not straight. So I got to straighten out my long game and just fix my short game. So you mentioned there's a bigger ball. Can you make a bigger hole?
No, sorry.
Because that would improve my game as well. But
yeah, no, it's probably not. Well, if it was in my backyard, yeah, but not.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, cool. I'm and Paul, I believe we met at a networking event over near Stonebriar Mall. So I was intrigued. I was intrigued when I heard the product then, and I'm intrigued to go a little bit deeper and share that with our audience today. So I've seen a couple of people chime in. Chance, thanks for saying what's up. I saw Debbie Watson earlier say hello. So good to see you guys watching the show. Appreciate your support, and look forward to seeing you guys here in future weeks. All right, with that being said, so now we all know who each other are. What we're going to do is take a short commercial break, let a little bit of sponsorship love happen. On the back end, we're going to talk about What's Up Frisco. And
What's Up Frisco?
Our sounder, love it. All right, and then we'll go in a little bit deeper on the topic of the month. So with that, hit the break, Len, and see you.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus, Paul Fisher, loan officer with Certainty Home Lending. Steve Wood with Smart Safe Retirement. Kendra Kennedy with Stewart Title. Stephen Pine, partner with Patterson Insurance. Matt England, Director of Corporate Partnerships, and Andre Coles, Head Coach of the Frisco Fighters Arena Football Team. Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers. Sonia Lowry with Gaston Investments and Development. Chance Post with Total Care. Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Welcome back. So now is the part of the show where we get into any sort of stuff that you're not necessarily going to see if you're going to search up what's happening in Frisco. Although hopefully, Andre, you've put this out there in enough different venues that people know about this. But we're going to talk a little bit about what the Frisco Fighters have going on. I'll let Andre do that. And then I've got an event that we've highlighted in previous shows, but I want to make sure that we keep it on people's radars as it's coming up here pretty soon. So with that, Andre, I'm going to let you take it away.
Yeah, so we have our next open tryout coming up on February 3rd over at Sports Academy at the Star. It'll be from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. and it is open to the public. So any of our fans, our sponsors will be there, can come out and meet some of the guys that we have signed for this season and potentially meet any new players that we may get that day. And then, of course, we have our home opener, our season opener happening here at the Comerica Center in Frisco on March 22nd at 7 p.m. We're playing the Tulsa Oilers, and we are recreating the Red River rivalry with that team. So February 3rd, open tryout, March 22nd, our first home game here in Frisco at 7 p.m.
Awesome. Well, I had to clear my calendar for February 3rd. Telling me you were looking for a tight end, and I'm bulking right now. I still got the height. Lost a lot of spirits there, so I'll see you on February 3rd.
Yes, sir. We'll see you there. Hey, if you can play, you can play.
That's right. Well, you can cut me down gracefully. That'll be okay. All right. Well, that's awesome. I look forward to getting more involved with the Frisco Fighters. I look forward to going to some games. We've got ticket giveaways that we're going to be, doing as we roll the show, continue to roll the show out throughout the year. So I'm looking forward to get involved in the Frisco Fighters, and even if I can't make it as a tight end, I'll gladly support the team in other ways. All right. Well, appreciate that info. What I'm going to do is talk about the Miss Frisco Scholarship Pageant. So we've been talking about this for the last several shows, but this weekend is the actual, it's the contestants, choosing of the contestants. So the contestants are selected this Friday, so tomorrow, January 19th at the NAC Theater, which is in downtown Frisco. And then the actual pageant itself takes place on February 17th at Verona Villa. That's owned by Jason, who was on our first show. Jason Young is the owner over there, and he will have that event over there again. It's on February 17th. That is open to girls 17 to 25. I believe the actual the entries are closed now because the selections are happening tomorrow, but there is still opportunity to sponsor it and donate to the cause. So wanted to get that out there and let people know about that. With that, I think we've covered all the things on What's Up Frisco, going once, going twice.
I've got something. So
Right.
if you lived in Frisco, I've got, if you haven't lived in Frisco or you've lived in Frisco for a while and you've got a daughter, you've probably heard of this daddy-daughter dance. So if you haven't, you need to go to friscotexas.gov to the city site, and the daddy-daughter dance is on February 10th. It has been in existence for 28 years. Now, I had sons and have sons, so I did the mommy-son dance, and it's usually in the fall, if I recall correctly. Mm-hmm. But the daddy-daughter dance is always around Valentine's. So if you've got daughters, you need to head to that because they love it. But it's on February 10th. Is when it is. Yes. So
they do, and you have to brush up on your dance moves because you certainly want to embarrass crud out of your little daughter when you're with her. Been there and done that, so miss those days. Awesome.
Yeah, I have something to throw in.
Yeah, go, Paul.
So I Putt Better, we're business partners with the Texas Legends, and they're running 972 special, which means the tickets are $9.72. So, and they're doing really well this year. So take an opportunity to, get to know the Comerica Center before you go there to see the football games, and get a little basketball, then get a little football, then get a little hockey, all the sports right there.
Yep, you're exactly right. I've spent many an hour there watching hockey games. But yeah, and there was an event, Chance Post, one of our co-hosts, hosted there last night, as a matter of fact, with the Texas Legends. And I unfortunately was not able to attend, but I know several others were and really enjoyed it, had a good time. But yeah, no, great ad there, Paul. I love it. Head out over there to a Legends game whenever you can, because they're great fun, great family fun, and then there's also good networking opportunities over there as well. So
there are.
Great ad. All right, one more time, going once, going twice. All right, What's Up Frisco is put to bed. Next segment, what we're going to do, what I like to do is, we will get into the topic of, highlighting local success stories in the Frisco community. We can weave that in here, but what I want to do is, I want to kind of shift over to just understanding what brought you to Frisco and what inspired you to do business in Frisco. And I'm looking at you, Elaina, because you and I came here the same year, it sounds like. What brought you guys here? I'm always curious about that.
Well, so I grew up in Louisville, which is not far from here. I am a native from the DFW area. I graduated from UNT in Denton, so I've never been too far from Frisco. I remember when I was in high school, Stonebriar Mall came to be, and it was the spot. I mean, I can't tell you how excited we were to drive all the way from Louisville down 121, which wasn't what it is now, to come to Stonebriar Mall. And it was big and it was fancy and it was so much fun. So I have memories of Frisco that go that far back, but I bought my first home in Little Elm in 2007. And then my family grew and we outgrew that home, and we knew we wanted to be in Frisco ISD because the schools are amazing. And, we were just really looking forward to that for our children. And so we ended up moving from Little Elm to Frisco in 2012. And we've been here in Northwest Frisco since. So yeah, that's how I ended up here.
Gotcha. And then what inspired you to make the shift from stay-at-home mom to real estate in particular, especially after the pandemic?
I would say I've always had an interest in real estate. It's always been kind of fun and fascinating to me. I come from a family of real estate investors, and, having bought and sold a couple of my own homes, was just always interested in the process. And I always kind of thought I might end up in real estate one day. It was kind of just a matter of timing, honestly. And then once I got my kids all up and in school, it was kind of like, well, now's a good time, I guess. And here I am in Frisco, which is a place that people really want to be. And at the time it was 2020, and the pandemic was we're right in the midst of it. And I thought, what a perfect time to get started. So I got started in the craziness of it, actually. But it was a lot of fun. And I wouldn't change it.
Well, it's a good location to start real estate. I was in corporate America previously, 20 years. I did my due diligence there, and then started my own company about 5 years ago in the real estate space. So I own a property management company, Real Property Management, licensed realtor. And, so we do some sales with investors and things like that. But the bread and butter of our business is the property management piece. So you and I need to sit down. We'll have a little bit of coffee, learn a little bit about, each other's businesses. And one of our best referral partners are realtors. So I always love meeting straight sales realtors because, you keep the sale and we keep the rental is kind of how we look at it.
Yes.
Yeah, we're very good complements to each other. So
Yes.
we'll follow up after the show. That's what this is all about. So if you haven't
Great.
yeah, if you haven't seen the Difference community show, what this is just meeting new people. Like I said, business owners, entrepreneurs, community leaders, Frisco ISD leadership, all of that, getting together on screen, doing some networking, and shining the light on you guys. So thanks again for joining. Always great to hear folks that have pivoted into real estate, because we can share that in our backgrounds as well as the time that we moved to Frisco. So great to meet you, at least on the show.
Yeah.
All right, Rudy, I've known you for a bit. I don't know if I know what brought you to Frisco in particular. So why don't you share that with the group? Well,
I grew up in Florida, but I've been in the Metroplex since 1996. I tell everybody I got here as fast as I could. I came with a franchise organization that I was working for that was acquired, and so we transferred operations here. I came to the Frisco area in 2002 when I took a position with Rent-A-Center, and Rent-A-Center's corporate offices are here in the north end of Plano. And so I moved into the area. Been here in North Collin County ever since. Love the area, and just being part of the community. I'm deeply involved in the Frisco Chamber. I'm an ambassador there, so we're helping community build business and things along those lines. It's just a lot of fun. But I've been up here since 2002. The growth has been amazing. Just the explosion of what's going on here, and just enjoy being a part of the community for sure.
Yeah, so you and Paul, Paul Fisher, one of our other co-hosts, rub elbows as ambassadors over at the Chamber, and he's had nothing but good things to say about you. Don't worry, Rudy.
Well, I pay him a lot, so he better.
Okay, well, you got to do what you got to do, right? Okay. Well, Paul, I want to get to you as well and what brought you to Frisco, but first we've got to take a quick break, and then we'll get to you, and then we'll also dive into the topic of the month in a little bit. So with that, go ahead and hit the commercial break.
And now a word from a few of our amazing sponsors that make the Difference Radio, live stream, and podcast network possible.
JP Direct Health offers affordable health insurance solutions for individuals, families, and small businesses specializing in custom coverages to fit your needs and budget. JP Direct Health offers comprehensive benefits, including PPO health plans, accident and critical illness coverage, dental and vision, health matching accounts, along with telehealth at no cost per call. Call JP Direct Health today to learn more about how we can help you protect your health and your budget.
Do you want your home or office to sparkle? Then call Elite Diamond Cleaning today. From basic cleaning to deep cleaning, and using only the highest quality cleaning products and equipment, your satisfaction is guaranteed. Our team of experienced cleaners will work quickly and efficiently to clean every nook and cranny, taking care of all the details so you don't have to. With a variety of pricing options to fit any budget, you can be sure that you are getting the best possible price. Call Elite Diamond Cleaning today at 214-300-9876 to schedule a free estimate. Your home and office is a diamond. Let us get it out of the dust.
Are you looking for new or more reliable and affordable home services? Look no further than Utility Connect. At Utility Connect, we understand that every customer is different. Thanks to our partnership with The Difference, our free concierge service seamlessly shops all of your utilities and services for your home or business with one easy phone call. So what are you waiting for? Call Utility Connect today and experience the difference. For more information, give us a call at 469-414-2033 or visit us at www.utilityconnect.net/thedifference to learn more.
Are you a business owner looking to grow your company? Get fast, easy financing up to $5 million with no minimum FICO score required. Apply in 60 seconds and get funded in 24 hours. Call Jim Thomas at 214-629-7223 to talk to a financing professional today. Your business's future is waiting. So don't delay. Call now and tell him that you saw him on The Difference.
And now back to the show.
All right, welcome back. Thank you to our sponsors again. Couldn't do all this without you, so appreciate that. And Paul, I want to get to you. What inspired you, or what brought you to the Frisco area?
Well, I moved into this area in Denton in 1990, moved to Louisville in 92, came to Frisco in 2017. I was hired by Frisco ISD. I've been in the school bus transportation business for 18 years. So I ran their training department for 7 years. So basically, either taking people off the street, teaching them how to drive a school bus, pass the state driving tests, teaching them about how to interact with students on a bus when it's 60 to 1. They're the one. The kids are the 60. Safe driving through traffic and stuff like that. In the 7 years I was there, we hired over 700 drivers and monitors, and probably trained another 80 coaches a year, because coaches have to drive. During that time period, I've always been an entrepreneur. So during that time period is when I started I Putt Better. And kind of like Elaina, I started in the middle of COVID. That's just the way it worked. So we incorporated with our LLC on November 25th, 2020. And I had my offices in Venture X, that was in a building at Stonebrook in the Toll Road. That building got bought out, so they closed down Venture X. So I'm currently at the Venture X over in Grapevine, but I still do a lot of stuff over in Frisco. My lifelong friend I've known since 1971, so I'm dating myself, lives there. And so I spend time there. I was driving through there this morning doing some business. So that's what brought me to Frisco.
Very cool. I got to ask, it's such a unique product. How the heck did you come up with it?
Actually, it is invented by a golfer and a friend of mine in Oregon. He developed it when his kids were growing up. His first wife passed away. He had 3 kids he was raising. He's a baseball and golfer, and he was looking for something to keep his skill up. He's an inventor of things, and he's the one that came up with the product. So I kind of white label it under I Putt Better. And we're here in the Metroplex. There's 180 plus golf courses. So we're just trying to work through some of them and some promo shops and things like that. And it is unique. And that's when I saw it. That's why I kind of grabbed onto it as an entrepreneur. It's like, and I'll let you know the big secret. I'm not a golfer. But I saw this and I thought, when I shopped it around, the golfers liked it. So Rudy's had the opportunity to muck around with it a couple times. And so spend time learning the lingo, being able to do some of walk the walk and stuff like that. And the golfers appreciate that. They think it's interesting that I don't golf, but I've taken the time to become part of their community.
Well, the beauty of it is you don't necessarily need to be a golfer to be a putter, right?
No, you don't. I mean, there's
completely different swing, stroke, all that.
Oh, everything, and I mean, if you want to drive a lot, you go to Top Golf. If you want to putt a lot, you go to some of the putting is up and coming. It used to be the putt-putts with the funny animals and all that kind of stuff outside. Now there's all kinds of indoor places that they help you with the food and alcohol and the whole gaming. And it's not just in the U.S. It's all over UK, because I follow some groups over in the UK, and they do some in tunnels underground with black lights. And it's just putting as a whole, like you said, a whole different game.
Yeah. Well, they got Tiger Woods is bringing his brand of, the large putt to Grandscape, I believe. And
yep.
If you haven't been, go up to the PGA up in Frisco. They've got something called the dance floor up there. And it is, I think it's like 36 holes. They call them holes, but it's basically on their massive putting green there. Big undulations. It's challenging. It's pretty cool. And it's either free or cheap if you're renting a putter. Highly recommend going up there. So first, buy Paul's product to practice, and then take it up to PGA Frisco.
There you go.
And take it to the dance floor. All right. Well, no, cool. Thank you. So, we've got a mix of folks. Ethan, actually, I know you guys have roots in Chicago, like myself. So I want to hear when you guys got from Chicago to here, and I don't even know if you were born up there or born here. Tell us your story.
So my mom's from Chicago, my dad's from Iowa, and then they met at some like Iowa college or whatever. But they had 3 kids in Iowa, and then as they were starting to move down to Texas, because my dad got a new job there, my mom was pregnant, I think by 6 months or something like that. So they literally had moved right as I was about to be born to Allen. They bought some cheap rental home. And then I grew up in Allen until I was about 9. And then I moved to Salina and kind of stayed here ever since. And then coming into Frisco was more or less kind of Michelle Burleson's thing at Scully Mitchell. She kind of brought me into the Frisco Chamber, started networking. She told me about the Texas Legends thing. And then I also met with Kevin, I believe, Westerfield. And so he told me a little bit more about the Texas Legends events. And so I kind of been just rooting into Frisco itself. But Salina will definitely be having some big networking things as well that I need to get into as well.
Yeah, they're growing up there, but as long as you're in the place where it matters here in Frisco. Good mention of Michelle. She's a friend of the show, and another great hockey person that we've met along the way. And then Kevin Westerfield was on the show. What was it, last week or 2 weeks ago? So all friends of the show. Keep spending time with them. They're great people.
Absolutely.
Okay. I think we got everybody's arrival in Frisco, right?
Mm-hmm.
Andrea, you mentioned yours earlier. You've been here 5 years from Philly. I'm sorry about your Eagles. Just like the Cowboys, we could all finally get together and commiserate at how really horrible both their seasons ended.
And the Steelers. Let me just throw in and the Steelers.
Yeah, but their expectations weren't nearly as high as the other two.
No, but still, it was ugly.
Yeah, the Eagles and Cowboys both really, But Rudy's happy because his team won.
The Bucks? Yeah, there we go.
He's real happy. He had his Bucks jersey on at our networking, our happy hour, our North Texas Professionals happy hour last Tuesday night.
They earned it. They earned it.
Is that a Mike Allstott jersey?
I think
Devin White.
His comment was, I have to enjoy this.
Allstott was number 40.
Okay, I knew he was in the 40s. Well, I mean, hey, congrats to them because expectations were the opposite for them, and here they are, hoping to create a little bit more noise. It's, I wasn't always a Baker Mayfield fan, but I kind of like him. He's kind of a comeback story now, so I'm kind of rooting for him.
Mm-hmm.
But cool. Well, enough football talk. We'll get back to what we're here for, and that is to talk about the topic of the month. Again, that's highlighting local success stories, inspiring entrepreneurs in the Frisco community. So hopefully you guys have had a little bit of time to think, but I love it when we talk about this topic in particular, because in the previous shows, we've given examples of local businesses who, have been successful and started from nothing, and now they're here and they're well known around town. So if any of you guys have any examples of that, I'd love to hear them because we can give them a shout out just as if they were here, right? So we can give them some love along the way. Anybody have any examples that they want to talk about?
I've got a few, and of course they are in the retail realm of world. Imagine that. But one of them is Paper Affair. Paper Affair started in Dallas. It went up to Plano. Now it's in Frisco, but they've also gone through changes where they expanded and they pulled back. But they've been a pretty good staple in our area, as well as the Blue Door and Bittersweet Ivy. And the Blue Door used to be on Main Street, but they moved over to the Lakes Tennis Academy. And Cheryl's the managing owner over there, and she knows what she's doing. She's really done a great job. I usually go in there and spend more than I should. But you can always find great gifts always, especially in the real estate realm of the world. You can find really great, inexpensive client gifts or thank you gifts at either Bittersweet Ivy or at the Blue Door. And it's impressive. They've kind of weathered the storm of retail and been around for quite a while.
Well, if you're going to spend more money than you should, it's better to do it at a local place like that than Target, right? And who doesn't go to Target and spend more than they should?
Yeah.
So good call. Rudy, I saw you raise your hand. Who are you thinking of?
Well, I'd like to spotlight Window Genie. Window Genie's a franchise with the Neighborly Group out of Waco, but a friend of mine that I used to work with at Rent-A-Center who had been looking for something new to do. I introduced him to Window Genie. He started with 2 guys in a truck cleaning windows and power washing driveways and such. He now has 3 vehicles, 6 employees. He has the whole Frisco demographic to work in. He's been very successful now, going on his 3rd year. Doesn't ever have to go to work for anybody else. He has his own business. He sets his own schedule. He takes care of homes in Frisco by providing those services. He's been very successful and very pleased with the results, and happy that I introduced him to that company. And that's what I do is I find out what the best fit is for folks, and just connect them to the right brand and what's going to fit their lifestyle and their goals and so forth. And he's just continuing to grow and expand his business here and serving the Frisco community.
Well, that's awesome. I have a affinity for neighborly brands, as Real Property Management is also one. So I'm going to have to get to know him a little bit better. And I'm sure he's pretty busy, because I don't know if you guys noticed last week, it rained mud here. Did you guys notice that? Like when it rained last week and you went outside your car and it was like there was mud all over it. I imagine he's pretty busy cleaning some windows that feel like they've been rained on with mud. Well, and Rudy, your business is super interesting. I don't know where your, I guess where you get your talent pool, but there's a lot of people, especially since the pandemic, that, they're sick of corporate America, right? Or they've gotten to the point where they just looked at their life and said, I'm done working for a large corporation. I'm done working for the man. How do I get into, I know I want to do something on my own. How do I get into it? That's exactly what you're doing, right? Essentially.
It's essentially, but the bigger segment that I'm currently serving are people who are working in corporate America, who went to the boss and said, in this current economy, I need more money. My kids are going to college, food's more expensive, inflation is just taking its toll, and I need 10% more money. And so the boss not only comes back and says no to 10% more money, but you're also not getting your 3% raise, and you're not getting bonuses this year because we're struggling too. And so now the family's trying to figure out, what am I going to do next? And business ownership in most people's minds is, I've got to quit my job and go do something else. And the reality is you don't. There are semi-absentee business opportunities that I'm currently working with a lot of people on to connect them to, some other business that they hire people to run, but they still supervise, maybe nights, weekends, whatever, but they can still keep their day job. And so they can still maintain their household. They can still send the kids to college, but they also have a business on the side. It might be a little retail, might be a little home-based business, might be something that a couple of neighbors partner together and do. So there's lots of different ways to solve the problem of, the economy is kicking my butt and I need to do something different. How do I make that happen? And so the conversation is, let's look at some opportunities that fit your goals. Let's look at what the budget is. Let's introduce you to lending sources if that's necessary. We have all the components to make that happen. And maybe you just need a small business that generates another $50,000 or $100,000 on the side to make the difference that you're not getting from the employer.
Got it. Well, and I noticed you just gave a plug for the difference. Make the difference.
Make the difference. Well, everything with purpose and intent, Brian.
There you go. You're a smart man, my friend. All right. We do need to take a quick commercial break. What I want to do on the backside of the commercial break, I want to dive in with Andre a little bit on the Frisco Fighters as we're talking about local successes and things like that. So stay tuned for that. But right now, let's hit commercial.
The Community Difference is a new series of shows powered by the Difference Radio live stream and podcast network. This series of shows was designed to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. And we wanted to create a platform that brings awareness to and reminds folks of the goodness that lives within so many of us. By working with the local community leaders, business owners, first responders, veterans, schools, and citizens, we want to unite with a clear and selfless purpose. The Community Difference seeks to spotlight the people, events, and activities that are producing positive outcomes, inspirational stories, and incredible experiences. In a world that is consumed with negative press, media manipulation and propaganda, The Difference, along with many others who believe and support The Difference, understands there is no better way to make the difference than to highlight the unsung heroes that call our towns and communities home. We are currently searching for local communities to be the focus of our shows, but before we can launch a show in your community, we need your help. We need you along with local business leaders, chambers of commerces, major nonprofits, online community group leaders, networking groups, etc. to join us in making the difference in helping your community be seen, be heard, and be remembered. So, if you would like to know how you, your business, school, social media community, church, or your favorite nonprofit organization can be a part of this unique and powerful program, reach out to us today and introduce yourself and let us know how you would like to contribute and bring awareness to the amazing people, places, and events that are making the difference in the community you love. You can call us at 972-866-4596 or email us at info@thedifferenceradio.com.
And now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to the Frisco Community Show. And if you haven't, as a commercial alluded to, we've got several other community shows going currently right now. Wiley was just earlier today. We had Rockwall, we've got Denton, we've got several others. We've got Plano was yesterday. So really excited for the community difference. That is the whole goal. We're making the difference in the community. So if you have the time and energy, go ahead and check out some of our other community shows as well. But as you know, you are watching the Frisco Community Show, and we are diving into local business success stories in the town of Frisco today and all this month. So as I alluded to before the commercial break, Andre, I want to learn how you guys, the Frisco Fighters, how did you guys come to be? Because just a little anecdotal story. I was sitting next to somebody at the Frisco Chamber breakfast last Thursday. I didn't make it this morning, but I was there last Thursday. And one of the guys was from the team that's in Arlington. One of the other, I think it's a football team in Arlington. And the mention of the Frisco Fighters, it might have been when Matt England was talking. And he mentioned the Fighters. That's what it was. And the guy next to me goes, "Who's the Fighters?" And I kind of smiled. I'm like, "I know who that is." So I gave him a little quick education. But tell everybody how the Frisco Fighters came to be and how they ended up in Frisco.
Yeah, so we are very much different than the normal professional team in Frisco. So when you look at the Legends, when you look at the Rough Riders, they're all backed by a major league professional sports team, right? We are owned by a husband and a wife. We're fortunate enough that the Dallas Stars do our management, so we are partnered with them as business partners. But it was a husband and a wife who wanted to own an indoor football team, and they went to our league, which is the IFL. The IFL has been up and running for 15 years, and they basically said, what are the best markets to start a brand new franchise? And Frisco was the number one city on that list. So 5 years ago, they decided to put a team here in Frisco and had to come up with the branding and a name that made sense and colors that make sense. And then you have to find a home and find a staff and start putting a team together. So the Frisco Fighters, our story is very much more on the entrepreneurial side of the sports world than your normal sports team who is backed by an NBA or an NFL team, and they just throw some money at it and they don't care whether they make money or not. Our partnerships and our work in the community is necessary for us to survive. So we very much operate like a small business. Off the field, on the field, we've been very successful. We have less than 10 losses in our 3 seasons. So very successful. We are the marquee team in our league. And, as with anything, when you're starting something new, it's just letting people know that you exist. And we're finally at that point where we do so much work in the school district and we do so much volunteering with companies like Love Packs, where we're out helping them with anything that we can do, that people finally are starting to realize who we are. And the biggest difference with our team is that 80% of our players are from the DFW area. So when our season is over, our players don't disappear. We're here year round to help out. and volunteer at the YMCA. We're partnered with the Frisco Football League. Anything that we can help out with in our community, we're around. But very much grassroots, entrepreneurial way to build a sports team.
Well, I love that you guys are getting out there in the community. I mean, that's that absolutely is grassroots, and really you get to know the players, right? The players are out there doing stuff, and you're out there, doing the activities along with them. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I love the fact that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, we actually make it mandatory as a part of our contract. If you play for us, we're volunteering somewhere one time a week, whether it's reading books to schools, FISD. If we help out an elderly person that needs help with their backyard, we're doing something once a week, and it's our actual players. A lot of teams will send their front office people that you'll never see on a game day. So getting to know our players and building those relationships, and we've had 7 or 8 players through our volunteer efforts actually get jobs with companies. So 2 of our players last year got full-time jobs over at TIAA, just from going over there and volunteering and things like that. So we don't want our guys to just be good football players. We want them to be good pillars of the community, and it's important for us to do that here in Frisco.
Oh, love that. That's awesome. Who knew you had a recruiting arm too?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool. All right. So, again, going back to the topic of the month, right? So local success stories here in Frisco. Anybody else have any other companies they want to call out in the Frisco area that clearly has made that step from either no business or somebody who came in and bought a business and turned it into something much larger? Does anybody have any other ones that they want to call out?
I have one.
I'll do one.
You can go first, Paul.
Okay, thanks. It's called Mary's Mountain Cookies. I met them as part of, I think, Master Networks or something like that. And they're in the shopping center near Saladas. Yeah, it's cookies, but they're really, really good. And they're pretty big. It's worth the money. But there's a couple that started it. I think it might have been a franchise, I'm sure. But there's a couple that started real nice. I've been out there a few times. I try not to eat too many of their cookies. But, husband and wife, small business. I mean, what more are we looking for, to keep the economy going? That's what it is. It's the people that hook up with Rudy and say, hey, Rudy, I want to, take a slice of American pie and own my own business and make a difference in my community.
I can hear the music playing in the background. Bye, Miss American. All right.
Yeah.
All right. They can't all be winners, guys. Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah.
All right, Ethan, you said you had a business that you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's actually one of our clients, but it's probably the only place I'll go to barbecue wise. And that would be Ernest Barbecue and Catering. Literally right like in between Maine and El Dorado. Just fantastic barbecue. It's one of the only barbecue places I'll eat. They're actually good. And the sauce is fantastic. So just wanted to give them a quick shout out.
Yeah, Ernest B's, friend of the program. We've been talking about his place a few times, so we got to get him actually on the show. But good call out. Yes, very, very good person and very good business. What you got, Rudy?
Yeah, let me throw in a business that I helped get started. It was a year old on Veterans Day back in November. Hawaii Fluid Art opened in Frisco. And it was the very first franchise for that company that was sold. And they've since sold 250 territories across the country. But the local store supports local artists by taking their art and putting it up for sale in the store. So they're in the community helping local artists on a consignment basis, putting up their art. They teach art classes in the back of the store. So if people want to go dabble in the art and whatever, that's part of the experience. And so it has a cultural fit to the community, enhancing art and so forth, helping artists. It gives jobs to artists who, they go get an art degree and then they end up flipping burgers because there is no place else to work with an art degree. And so they're helping those folks find a job in the community and in the space that they love to work in. And so it's just a great concept. They're in the Target Center over there north of Stonebriar, across from Blaze Pizza. And so if anybody has an opportunity, wants to check out Hawaii Fluid Art, it's a great way to spend a couple hours with the family or friends. It's a BYOB opportunity as well. So, just a fun place to hang out, Hawaii Fluid Art.
Cool. That's a great concept. I wasn't even aware of that. And it's like less than a mile away from where my office is. So
and that's why we're here, right?
Exactly. You learn something new every day. And I just hit that quota. Awesome. Anybody else? Because if you don't have any more, I'm going to hit you with rapid fire after the break. So, all right. No more? Then get ready, guys, because the next segment that we have and final segment, it's just a little bit of fun that we have, and that's called the rapid fire segment. So what I'm going to do is, since we've got quite a few people on the show today, this should be a good one. I'm just going to fire out a question to you guys. It's going to be totally random, right? So these guys haven't been prepped for the questions, just for the audience sake. These guys don't know what I'm going to ask them. So we're going to do that on the backside of the break. So stay tuned. Landon, go ahead and hit the commercial break. Or maybe we don't have one. Okay, well, that's fine. We can just jump right into rapid fire. Okay, so what we typically do here is we'll go ladies first.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus. Paul Fisher, loan officer with Certainty Home Lending. Steve Wood with Smart Safe Retirement. Kendra Kennedy with Stewart Title. Stephen Pine, partner with Patterson Insurance. Matt England, director of corporate partnerships, and Andre Coles, head coach of the Frisco Fighters Arena Football team. Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers. Sonia Lowry with Gaston Investments and Development. Chance Post with Total Care. Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference. And now, back to the show.
All right, so as you guys can see, we are a live radio show. We're not always perfect at our timing. So I think I will fall on the sword on that one, because I think I threw our producer Lennon under the bus because I was cutting the commercial too soon. So that's the joy of joining a live radio show and podcast. You get to see exactly the fun that we have behind the scenes and in front of everyone. So welcome back from that commercial break. As I alluded to, we're going to do rapid fire. I'm just going to ask you a question. No need to explain or justify your answer. There is no right or wrong answer. So we're going to go ladies first, and we're going to go around the screen. So, Elaina, we're going to start with you. And the question is, what is your favorite place in Frisco to grab a bite to eat?
Oh, my gosh. That's
not a ton to choose from, right?
I mean, my options are so limited. I love Mexican food. I would say
Mexican place.
I mean, there's so many. I love salsas. I love chiloso. Christina's is a good one. Blue Goose. There's so many.
Okay, we'll hold you to those 4 or 5 that you mentioned. Rudy, what's your favorite place to grab a bite?
I'm an Italian food guy, so I'll either go high end over at Lombardo's at the Star, or I'll go up to Eddie V's up in Frisco there at Main and Teal for good Italian food.
All right, Kendra, what's yours?
I was going to go with Mexican food, but I've got 2 there: Ricasina and salsa. And then on the Italian side, which is my second, would be Gallinero, right at Lebanon Legacy.
Yeah, good one. Ethan, what about you?
I'm a big Italian guy. I always carb up before hockey games, so I need to kind of see more Italian places in Frisco. But for right now, probably be Paleos or Olive Garden, kind of just the overall basics.
Okay, you're going for quantity. I got you. All right, Paul, what you got?
For me, they're actually right next to each other, just about. Mary's Mediterranean Bar and Grill up off El Dorado. And then Scotty P's, their mushroom burger with the little fries on top. See, everyone knows. Everyone's shaking their head. Yeah. So you got healthy on one side and not so healthy on the other.
Yeah, locally owned too. Scotty B's. All right, cool. Andre, what you got?
My new favorite is Rodeo Goat. They got good burgers.
I do like Rodeo Goat. That's a good one. Well, I'm gonna stay on the burger topic. My favorite burger when I first came here is, I think it was the first place I really grabbed a burger outside of your normal places. Kenny's Burger Joint, right on Legacy there, is still my favorite. So I'm going to go with that. All right. So that question can be difficult, right? Because there's so many places to choose from here in Frisco. I don't know if there's not a fair that isn't covered, and there's not a restaurant chain out there that isn't covered. Hopefully there's more mom and pops that keep popping up. But what I want to ask next is, what does Frisco not have that you want to see come to Frisco? And we're going to go the opposite way. We'll go with you first, Andre.
My answer is going to be the same until it happens. I need a place to get a Philly cheesesteak.
All right, Philly cheesesteak, and we're going to hold you to that. My answer is going to be the same too, but these guys haven't all heard it yet. So, Paul, what's Frisco missing?
People say Dutch Brothers Coffee, even though there's enough coffee shops, people really seem to like that. They're starting to pop up in Louisville, and they're working their way that way. So for the coffee drinkers, Dutch Brothers.
Okay. Ethan?
So I've got two places. One is a Tim Hortons, and you know that, but I need a Timmy's here. Their coffee's amazing, and it's only a northern thing, but if you haven't had it, you have to try it if it ever comes down. And then the second thing would be bring back Double Dip. Andy's is not the same. I want Double Dip back.
Double Dip. Okay. Well,
there actually is a Timmy's coming to this area. You just need to look for it. It's somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
Okay. Kendra, what's Frisco missing?
It's going to be the same answer that it's going to be until, again, it happens. And two places, Whole Foods and Trader Joe's.
Okay. Fair enough. Rudy?
Well, I'm certainly in support of the good Philly cheesesteak, because having been up there to Gino's, and if you don't get a real authentic one, you're missing out. But I'm going to say, piggybacking on Paul, we've got a concept called Papa Lecco, which is an Italian cafe with just fabulous espresso coffees, gelato for the evening, paninis at lunch. Just a great neighborhood place to network with people. Just a great environment, a great vibe, and it's a franchise that I represent. So if you know of anybody who would like to back that process, let's bring Papa Lecco to Frisco.
Okay, I like it. Elaina, what's Frisco missing?
I was actually going to say a good gelato spot, so you really took the words right out of my mouth. And oddly enough, today, actually, at lunchtime, I realized that Frisco doesn't have a Potbelly sandwiches. And I really love that sandwich place. And it might be the only sandwich place that it doesn't have. And then I would echo the Dutch Brothers. I would love to have one nearby.
The Potbellies, that's an interesting one. Yeah, they used to be all over the place when I was up in Chicago, and almost every corner in downtown, it felt like. But yeah, that's a good call. There used to be one in Plano. I don't know if there still is, right off of.
It's still there, and that's what made me kind of raise my eyebrow. I'm like, that's the closest one. That's so interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Shops of Legacy has it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's the one I'm thinking of. All right, so mine is Lou Manotti's Pizza. So that's not going to change until we get one, and hopefully I'm involved in it somehow financially, because it will dominate. Okay, next one. Let's see. I'm going to shift away from Frisco. So when you get away from Frisco, everybody has bucket list places they want to go. So what is at the very top of your bucket list of places you want to go that you haven't been yet? Elaina, you're up first.
You know, it's real simple, but it hasn't happened for me yet in my life. I want to go to Europe. I've never been to Europe. Okay. So I want to take a long trip and do as much as I can over there.
Okay. Rudy?
I've had the opportunity to travel a great bit. I've been to all 50 states. I've been to all 24 time zones around the globe. So now I'm working on all 7 continents. I need to go to South America. I'd like to do an Amazon cruise, hit a couple of countries. That's number 1 on my list.
Okay, I like it. Kendra.
I think what's top of my list would be a cruise on the Nile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Been to Paris. I'd love to go back to Paris, though. So I haven't been in like 40 years. It's been a long time.
Going back to my food choice, which is Italian, I got to go Italy. I need good, authentic Italian food. I need good bread, good pasta, pastries, all of it.
Okay. I like it. Paul?
I would like to scuba dive the World War II wrecks in Truk Lagoon over near Guam, Micro Indonesia.
I like it. Very cool. Andre?
I have never been to Hawaii, so that would be my answer.
Good call. I just checked that one off the bucket list this last summer. So I'm going to go with the other state way up there on that side, and that's Alaska. I haven't been there, and I want to be. Okay, so that's getting us away from Frisco. This one's always fun. I like to hear people's angle on this one, but whether or not you like to do it, I'm going to force you to do it for this question. You got a karaoke gun to your head. What song are you putting on? And we'll start in the middle. Ethan, you're up first.
I don't even know. Maybe like Payphone by Maroon 5.
Okay, Payphone. All right. You got to hit some high notes with that. That's tough. Okay. Go with that. Rudy.
I do a little karaoke, and I'm going to either do Turn the Page or The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Okay, good ones. Elaina?
You know, there is not a song that I would be good at karaoke. So if I've got to do it because you have a gun to my head, I'm just going to go for laughs, and I'm going to do some obnoxious Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey and attempt to just make you laugh with the high notes, honestly.
Okay, I like it.
There's no good way to do karaoke in my book.
Okay, cool. Kendra.
Okay, so yeah, karaoke is not my favorite. I'll do it if there's been a few drinks and yeah, got a gun to head, all that kind of. But I'd say Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places, or Taylor Swift. I think Her Me or Bad Blood.
Okay, that's good. You can get the crowd involved in that and help you out. Paul, what's yours?
I do Moon Dance by Van Morrison.
Okay, smooth. Andre, what's yours?
There's not a person that's from Philadelphia that doesn't know Summertime by Will Smith.
Oh, yeah. Summertime. That's a good one. I like it. I'm going to pull one, Ain't Nothing But a G Thing, Baby.
Classic.
Old Dr. Dre. Yep, I can. I've heard that a million times, so I could probably recite it and sound really goofy doing it, but that would be mine. All right, so with that, I always like to get some of those fun questions in. We will take you off the hot seat and end the rapid fire segment because unfortunately we are getting tight on time. Just to kind of bring the conversation kind of full circle, right? The business topic of the month, basically local success stories, and that is, either starting a business or buying a business and taking it from point A to point B here locally. I want to get just a couple final thoughts, if you have them, on, what is the key ingredient? What does it take characteristically, right, to start that business? So we've got folks on the show who have started their own business. What do you think is the key factor in getting that, really creating that local success story? So I'm not going to go in any particular order because we only have time for a thought or two, but I did want to kind of wrap it up with that. So if you've got anything to share, would love to hear it.
I'll start sports. I mean, Frisco Sports Town USA, so hence my golf business. And that's why I was at Fincher X in Frisco.
Okay, so you're looking at it more from the opportunity side.
Right.
Yep, I like it. Anybody from Rudy, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say if you're not sure what you want to do, but you want to do something on your own, a great resource within the city is the Economic Development Corp. And so they're very well plugged into what the community has and what the community needs. And so sometimes I'll get someone from another town says, I don't know what.
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
I'm sure that message is awesome.
I was just going to say, I don't know what to bring to Frisco, so other people reach out to me. I reach out to the economic department. That's what he was going to say.
Okay, yeah. I mean, he was firing me up, just and then I got stuck with the hands up in the air. I was like, oh, dang.
Well, he's Italian. We all use our hands.
Hey, I would say the one thing that you need, characteristic wise, that if you're going to start something new, and I think we can all agree, is that you have to have a purpose for why you're doing it. It's not enough to just want to start something. You have to have a purpose and a reason for why you want to do it, because it's going to get tough and it's going to be hard. So if you don't have a genuine, real reason for why you want to do it, you're going to quit the minute that it gets hard. So I think that that's something that you definitely need to have as you're starting something new.
I absolutely love that answer, Andre, because you're exactly right. Shit isn't going to go your way all the time, and when the tough gets going, that why is what keeps you going. So I love that. That's awesome.
I think something I would add to that too, in a similar realm, is just serve your community, serve the people that you have in front of you, even if they aren't necessarily your clients or your customers yet. If you can lead with service, then you're going to build that trust and build that rapport, and ultimately you're going to be successful in what you're doing if that's your goal and your approach is to serve first.
And just to add to that is know your partners. Know who you need to partner with to be successful, be it through networking, through you need to know who can help you and who is there to help you grow. And it's the whole relational aspect of our business is know your business partners and who you need.
Yep, I love that. And don't be afraid to ask, right?
Yes, don't be afraid to ask.
Get a mentor, get a coach, get somebody who's been there and done that. And don't be afraid to ask, because most business owners are absolutely willing and looking for opportunities to help other folks. So love that. Great answers. Way to wrap up the topic for the month, or at least for this week anyway. We will continue to talk on the topic next week until we're through January. But what I do want to do to put a final bow on the whole show, I want to make sure everybody knows who you are, what you do, in your day job. So we're going to let our guests go first, and we're going to go ladies first. So Elaina, tell everybody who you are, what you do, how to get a hold of you, and we got about 20 seconds each. So Elaina, you're first.
My name is Elaina Beckman. I'm a realtor. I work primarily in the Frisco area, but all over DFW. You can find me on Instagram at Elaina Beckman. That's probably where I'm most active. That's it, really.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being with us today. Appreciate having you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Rudy, I see you're back. Sorry we lost you there, but we are doing a wrap here. So just 20 seconds on who you are, what you do, how to get a hold of you.
Again, my name is Rudy Federico. I'm with the Franchise Consulting Company. You can find me at franchisewithrudy.com, helping folks connect in business and build legacy here in Frisco.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Paul.
All right, Paul Russo, the owner of I Putt Better. We help you drop strokes, especially in your putting. We're I Putt Better everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. I don't get on much. iPuttBetter.com. So we snagged it all in the name. I Putt Better.
Good name, because we all need to putt better.
Yep.
All right, Ethan, you're the youngest and newest, so I'll let you go next.
Absolutely. My name is Ethan Donovan. Run my own creative agency. So we do marketing, graphic design, and video editing on all social media. We focus mainly on social media. So if you need help either getting more brand awareness or understanding what your brand is, we come up with content ideas, film it ourselves, create it ourselves, and publish it. You can find me at DonovanCreativeAgency.com. Also Donovan Creative Agency on Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Kendra.
Yes, thank you. Kendra Kennedy with Stewart Title. I work in the Collin County, Dallas County, Denton County area. I basically help realtors and lenders with all types of business deals. So we work commercial, big commercial, small commercial. We work residential, investor, you name it, refinance. We do everything. Stewart Title, we are a global company, but we're run locally, as in Run North Texas is Run North Texas. So we are here to serve and to help you grow.
All right. Thank you. Andre, last but not least.
My name is Andre Coles. I'm the head coach of the Frisco Fighters indoor football team. on social media, you can just find me by my name, Andre Coles. Anything Fighters related, you can find on FriscoFighters.com. We are still looking for business partners for the 2024 season, so feel free to reach out to me online or at FriscoFighters.com.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. And I am Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus, where we focus on your real estate investments. You can find us at www.realpmfocus.com. And special thanks to Lennon Wilson in the background, who I've put through the ringer today, and he has done a great job with as many folks as we've had on the screen today. So, Lennon, thank you for all you do for the difference. Thank you for everything you do for the Frisco show. Appreciate having you as our fearless leader here at The Difference. So with that, guys, have a wonderful, warmer weekend, hopefully this weekend than it was the last weekend. And we will be on the same topic next week with two new co-hosts, same time, 2:30 Thursday. Again, thank you to all the guests. Thanks to the co-hosts this week. Appreciate you guys. Take care all.
Thank you for watching today's show.
The Community Difference Frisco is made possible by Brian Poduska, owner of Real Property Management Focus. Paul Fisher, loan officer with Certainty Home Lending. Steve Wood with Smart Safe Retirement. Kendra Kennedy with Stewart Title. Stephen Pine, partner with Patterson Insurance. Matt England, Director of Corporate Partnerships, and Andre Coles, Head Coach of the Frisco Fighters Arena Football Team. Debbie Watson with Team Watson Redeemers. Sonia Lowry with Gaston Investments and Development. Chance Post with Total Care. Jacqueline Kreider with PBJ Mortgage. The Community Difference Frisco. Together, we can make the difference.